Speaking of peel, is it true that you have an OnlyFans page and you can peel a banana with your feet?
Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about GOP House Rep George Santos allegedly spending campaign money on things that he shouldn't have spent campaign money on, like designer clothing, expensive trips, Botox treatments, and OnlyFans. Now, there's been at least one lady or a few young ladies who have come out to say that George Santos was subscribed to them. I don't know if that's true or if it's false, because these are all allegations as of right now. So I don't want George Santos or his team or anyone else to come to me and say that I'm spreading misinformation or libel or slander or anything like that. Sir, there was an ethics report on you published, and now as a result of that report, you're not going to run anymore. Now, I don't know if he'll be expelled from office, because you know the way it is in the House, you run every 2 years. So I think by the time they were able to expel him, he'd be toast anyway. He wouldn't be able to run anymore. Now, before I go any further into it, let's just revisit the clip from the beginning, shall we? One thing that he said was he didn't know what OnlyFans was until like 3 weeks ago. But now all of a sudden, allegedly, he was subscribed to some young ladies on there, which is kind of surprising. Not that he spent campaign money on OnlyFans, allegedly. It's the fact that it was some young ladies. I thought he was LGBT, but that's a different story, and I digress. Let's check this out, and then we'll progress. If you want to see anything from this video, links will always be in the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Speaking of peel, is it true that you have an OnlyFans page and you can peel a banana with your feet?
I don't have one, and it's, you know, I'll indulge you this. I just discovered what OnlyFans was about 3 weeks ago when it was brought up in a discussion in my office.
What do you think?
And I was oblivious to the whole concept.
You just can't tell the truth. All right.
Hey, you know, again, these are all allegations. Shout out to Kennedy. Let's move on to the ethics report. Then we're going to get into the details of what he really spent money on. Let's check it out.
Now to this breaking news, staying in Washington, the House Ethics Committee just released its report on indicted Congressman George Santos. And the big headline from this report, as we're still going through it, they say that there is substantial evidence that Santos violated federal laws. Let's get right to NBC's Julie Sirkin now on Capitol Hill for us. Julie, what else are you reading in this report?
Well, look, this is the work of the committee that has been poring over this topic, investigating Santos. And now we have this report just in a couple of minutes ago. They say that Santos blatantly stole from his campaign, spending campaign funds, according to this report, which we are just going through now, on things like Botox, lavish trips to Atlantic City, on OnlyFans, on designer goods. I mean, really everything under the sun. He misappropriated official campaign funds, again, that were supposed to go to his campaign for personal expenses. The committee is also saying that Santos's conduct warrants public condemnation. They say it was beneath the dignity of the office and has brought severe discredit upon the House. I mean, really going through this report, they are all but recommending that Santos be expelled without really going that far. But the things they are alleging in here is certainly damning on it.
So there we have it. There is a House Ethics Committee. They put out a report on George Santos, and they say that there's evidence that he violated federal law. Now, we're going to get into some more here. This headline is really important to read. It's very important. Let's not have notifications, New Republic. But you see the headline here. Let me zoom in a tad bit in case you can't see it. George Santos is a buffoon. The bigger story of corruption in Congress is less funny, meaning there's a lot of corruption. George Santos is just one guy doing stuff like this, but please believe he ain't the only one. You see the subhead, the New York lawmaker's biggest mistake was not mastering the way the get-rich-quick game is played in Washington. There's a lot of this type of stuff going on. A prime example, Ilhan Omar. You see, Ilhan Omar didn't just take campaign money out from an account and put it into her own account and just go spend money on this and that and the third. No. What she did was get married to a consultant who she was already giving money to, and then kick up to give 70% of her campaign finances to the consultant. And then the consultant, of course, since they married, can use that money on whatever he wants. He could use it on her, the household, himself, or whatever. Does a consultant need that much money from Ilhan Omar? 70% of her campaign funds? No, but that's the way the law works. You see, he wasn't doing things by the book. He was just a glorified con artist, allegedly, just taking money, and maybe he thought he wouldn't get caught. Maybe he thought that others in Congress do it, so he'll do it, but he didn't do it the right way. And that's really the sad truth of this whole situation. Let's press forward a little bit here. This is an article from NBC News. Let me just take my headphones off right quick and really get into it. Botox, Ferragamo, and OnlyFans, how George Santos allegedly spent his campaign funds. And again, I'm going to reiterate, these are all allegations, all allegations. The House Ethics Committee found the financially struggling candidate, because that's something else. He was always broken in debt from what I've been able to read. He was living the high life with the help of campaign funds. So Santos called the report a smear. Now, you see all the stuff here. We got money and injections and these glasses. Maybe that's a Ferragamo lenses that they're talking about. So let's read right here. He occasionally deposited large amounts of cash that he has never accounted for, moved money between his various bank accounts in a highly suspicious manner, and made over $240,000 in cash withdrawals for unknown purposes. Like, man, come on, what are you doing? Now, let's look at this. What did he spend his money on allegedly? All right, honeymoon. Hold on, let's go back up. All right, NBC with the ads, you're tearing me to pieces. Honeymoon in Vegas. The investigative committee, subcommittee reviewed taxi and hotel charges on the campaign credit card that were incurred in Las Vegas in December 2021 during a time when Rep. Santos had told his campaign staff that he was on his honeymoon and there were no corresponding campaign events on his calendar. Now, is he married to a man? Did he get married to? I think he might be married to a man. Y'all, if I'm wrong, y'all correct me in the comments. Hamptons holiday. The subcommittee identified July 7, 2022, $3,332.81 Airbnb expenditure, reported to the FEC as a hotel stay. Review of the campaign's calendar on that date indicated that Rep. Santos was off at the Hamptons for the weekend. Atlantic City, spent 2 bands there. Spa days, 1,400, 1,500, 1,029. Bank accounts, he put 200 grand in there. Hermes, Sephora, and OnlyFans. So he's buying expensive clothing, makeup, probably for himself, probably for his own face, and OnlyFans. All right. Now, who are you subscribing to on OnlyFans? And if you don't know how OnlyFans works, basically you can go on there and buy adult content from people. That's really what, pictures, videos. You can kind of interact with them. They might be able to do a live stream and you send them tips. This is from what I've been able to read, just from my own independent research for the purpose of this video. I'm a journalist. I got to understand what's going on, but that's basically how it works. Now, what I also know from basic common sense about OnlyFans and things of this nature, you can't spend campaign finance on that kind of thing. Okay. Your constituents don't want you to spend money on that. They want you to spend campaign money on your campaign, not campaign money on stuff like this. But check it out. So after $150 grand payment from the campaign committee to Santos, the funds were used to, among other things, pay down personal credit card bills and other debt, make a $4,127.80 purchase at Hermes, and for smaller purchases at OnlyFans, Sephora, and for meals and for parking. So, okay, you're in debt. You got credit card debt going on, but rather than just, like, if you're going to steal money to pay off debt, why would you focus on other things like buying expensive handbags and jewelry and makeup and things of that nature? You're silly. Ferragamo stores. After the campaign transferred $20,000 to another Santos company last year, the money was used to make about $6,000 worth of purchases at Ferragamo stores. ATM withdrawals, 20 grand taken out, $800 from a casino, and just dumb stuff. Dumb stuff. Now, as I close, I want to say this. George Santos, what are you doing? Allegedly spending money on OnlyFans, Ferragamo, and then the kicker behind all of it is that he was perpetually broke. It's like, if you steal $250,000 and you still broke, what are we doing? If you're broke and you're in debt, why are you stealing money to spend on things that you don't even need? Dumb stuff like luxury items, just silly, ridiculous nonsense. A guy like this shouldn't be in office. But you know what? I'm going to just close with this. As I was saying from the beginning of the video, there is quite a bit of graft happening all over DC and in other smaller governments across the nation. Just point to a city, it's happening. I'm not saying everybody does it, don't get it twisted, but it's happening all over the country. To what extent, I can't tell. But it's not uncommon, not at all, unfortunately. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that the allegations against George Santos are true? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Should he get locked up? A friend of mine did something not quite like that, but in a similar vein, and got locked up. Penitentiary, bit rocks, little rocks. So this guy might end up getting locked up. And again, if we're gonna lock him up, if we're gonna lock my friend up, who I won't mention, shout out to her. If we're gonna lock them up, then how about Ilhan Omar? How about the rest of them? How about these people that do blatantly illegal, inappropriate, unethical things, and there's no punishment, or at best it's a slap on the wrist? I want equal justice and equal penalties for all, not just to those who are seen as outside of the quote unquote club that most of us will never see. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.